Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome, and thanks so much for joining me for this episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. It's Christian of Standing Stones Healing, fellow Reiki practitioner, helping you to start and grow your Reiki business too. And in this episode, we're talking about Facebook. Specifically, I'm sharing with you how to stay out of Facebook jail. Yes, Facebook jail is a thing. I have been in it myself, and I'm here to share with you my experiences and some tips and tricks to help you avoid jail. Now, of course, we're going to be talking specifically about Facebook, but some of the tips that I share may be helpful for other social media platforms because all social media platforms have their own algorithms, their own management mechanisms, and quite frankly, their own policing. Yes, your social media accounts are policed. I think sometimes when we are on social media platforms, we forget that, first of all, our content is not our own, that what we post is actually technically owned by the platform in terms of the ability to shut it down, the ability to send it out to more people. And we ultimately don't have full control over the content that we post on social media. But not only that, our activity and how we use it is managed as well. I think it's helpful for us to recognize and remember this as we move forward using social media for our Reiki business. But the filters on Facebook have gotten a little bit more stringent lately. Facebook is now using AI for more and more, really practically all of its functions in terms of the management of the platform. And so if you've ever had an issue with Facebook and been like, I can't reach out to a person, yeah, that's actually really true. It's not you, it's the way the platform is now being managed. And AI is making these kinds of platform management decisions about what is or isn't appropriate and what activity on your profile is and isn't important. Now, for me, I know these things, and frankly, I know better. And so when I landed in Facebook jail recently, I knew that there are certain activities that will lock up your account and make it unavailable. And so when I say Facebook jail, I mean that you're not able to perform certain functions from your profile. Things like posting or commenting or even liking posts. Yes, this can happen too. And so I've been well aware of the Facebook restrictions for years, but yet recently I skirted with danger, knowingly so, and I crossed the line. Unfortunately, you don't always know exactly when you are going to cross the line in Facebook. And part of that is because the line is never really a hard line. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But Facebook jail is really all about your account being restricted from doing certain activities, most often posting, also can be commenting, and even other types of engagement. Now, one of the reasons that Facebook does this is because if you are a Facebook user, you know that bots are rampant. The spammers, the scammers, they are everywhere on Facebook. And Facebook has a pretty good handle on the kinds of activity that are associated with bots, spammers, and scammers on its platform. And when it finds profiles acting in bot like ways, it will monitor them and then shut them down for a time. So remember, Facebook's monitoring of these activities is very non human. And so there is no human looking at your profile and then making a case by case determination of whether or not you belong in jail. And so Facebook doesn't always know the difference between you as an honest person who is not a bot, not a spammer or a scammer. While I hope you're not a spammer or a scammer, you could be listening to this podcast episode as a spammer or scammer. And if you are, please stop listening right now. But probably you listening to this are, like me, a Reiki business owner, a Reiki practitioner who is passionate about how Reiki can help and wanting to help spread the power of Reiki without meaning to be a spammer, scammer, or bot. But so Facebook's automated systems will act to protect the platform, protect other users, and even to protect your own account at times. Just when you are simply doing your thing and maybe doing it enthusiastically. Now, for me, when I recently landed in Facebook jail, what that looked like for me was that I was not able to comment on any posts in any groups, including my own, for more than 24 hours. This was really painful because I manage the Reiki Learning Group and the Reiki Business Collective, two active groups, and I could not comment. And if you interact with me on Facebook, you know that I'm very active in the comments. I really like to interact in the comments, and not being able to is actually kind of hard for me. What this also looked like is that I tried after 24 hours to comment because oftentimes a Facebook restriction will lift in 24 hours, and I was still unable to, which means that I had to wait another 48 hours for the system to reset as a precaution. Ouch, that was hard. So we're talking multiple days in which I could not comment at all on Facebook. Like I said, though, here's the thing. I know that this is a danger on Facebook because I've had soft restrictions before, particularly when I was learning the platform years ago when I was new to it and didn't understand even exactly how to use it. But I know way better now. And the trigger for me was there was a flurry of real interest in my Reiki Business Blueprint. I have a step-by-step guide to starting your Reiki business, the Reiki Business Blueprint. I posted about it in a group, and it was like wildfire. People really wanted to know about the blueprint, and with all of the comments, Facebook did not like that. It thought I was a bot. Another thing that worked against me is that I'm a very fast typer. And I have the ability to type pretty darn quickly. And so because of that, that also was a signal to Facebook that I was a bot, spammer, or scammer, which also contributed to the lockdown. But this can be a real challenge for us as Reiki practitioners who have a community, who want to build a community, who want to get the word out about our Reiki business, and of course, who want to do it with integrity and in an ethical way. Because again, this information is not for bots and scammers. It's for those of us who just know the power of Reiki and want to help, want to share it, and want to be of service. And so here are some tips for staying out of Facebook jail and what to do if you find that you are receiving messages on being restricted. Number one, the first thing that we want to do on Facebook is to space out our activity. So, to avoid doing too many things too quickly. Now, again, I'm someone who does work very quickly. So, I can bust out comments very quickly. I can manage my groups very efficiently and very quickly. And so, I have had to really learn to slow down and be a little more human like in my activity rather than bot like. And so, for instance, when I have a free workshop that I'm running, I need to wait and post about it slowly and carefully, to wait between comments and between posts. Now, Facebook does create a profile of your activity, and it gets a sense of how you use the platform. When you log in, how long you stay on it, when you comment, where you post, the types of posts that you engage with. Yes, in case you didn't know already, social media platforms know a lot about you, but that's no secret. What might be a secret, however, is that they use this profile to not only feed you content in the algorithm that they think you're going to like, but also to be able to build a profile of your typical pacing of activity. And so if suddenly your profile is posting in group after group after group immediately, and that's not something that you typically do, it's going to trigger a higher level of surveillance of your account because you're not following your own pattern. So when you act outside of your typical pattern on Facebook or any social media platform, it's going to start to monitor your account more closely for more of these pattern transgressions. Now, this happened with me. I am not one typically to post in group after group after group in rapid succession, but before I landed in jail, I just happened to do this. And so that was against my pattern. Another thing that was against my pattern was all of these comments that I was getting on all of these posts. Now, of course, I frequently get lots of comments on my posts. I'm no stranger to this, but it was in other people's groups, and I was responding rapidly, and I was responding with links. Bad, bad, bad. So number two is we need to limit our link sharing. Now, I know this. I know this very well after years of working on the Facebook platform, but Facebook's filters are especially sensitive to repeated links. And so if you create a post and say, hey, would you like to learn more about my Reiki sessions that can help with your insomnia? And you get lots of people, you're in an insomnia group, and you get lots of people saying, yes, 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 share the link, share the link. And you just copy and paste the link with after each comment. That is a big no to Facebook because that is very much bot activity, scammer activity, and Facebook does not like that. Now, of course, the way to get around this is to, instead of posting your link, to say things like DM me for the link or link in the comments. Now, one thing that I have typically done in my business is to put the link in the comments. So to be the first person to comment and put the link there. I have really, really resisted the whole DM me. And then when someone comments, to say DM me to that person, because it is so scammer kind of activity. You know, how many times have you seen DM me Inbox me for your reading, my dear. I have a message for you. I mean, we see that crap all of the time and we know it's crap. And so I resisted for years doing the whole DM me thing, even though I know the strategy behind it, even though I know that it is a way to circumvent the Facebook policing, but it always just felt kind of spammy and scammy to me. However, after this most recent jail episode, I've decided that I really need to grin and bear it and be a little spammy, scammy. Inbox me for your reading, like. But so spacing out your activity, so waiting between posts, not posting the same exact thing, then limiting your link sharing, and definitely not copying and pasting links in every single comment is really going to help. Number 3, commenting thoughtfully and not in rapid fire. So sometimes being excited to do things like your friends' posts or commenting on them can look bot-like when you do it too quickly. So if you're commenting on your friends' posts, if you are liking everything, that looks like a bot to Facebook. And especially if this is something that you have not done before, Facebook can actually even think that your account has been hijacked, that your account has been hacked, and that someone else is posing as you and doing things that you wouldn't do because you typically don't do them. And so Facebook can start surveilling your account because they're detecting a disruption of your typical patterns and thinking perhaps this account has been hacked. Let's look at this more closely. Let's scrutinize it more closely. So avoiding liking all of your friends' posts all of the time, avoiding pasting similar comments back to back to back, personalizing always. Now, I always personalize because it is always me responding, and I'm actually typing the comment. And so I'm always personalizing, so I know that this is not something that always actually helps, but it can. And then, of course, just like with your posting, limiting your comments. So not commenting too much too often. A good window of time to use in this limiting is an hour. So how many posts are you posting in an hour? Limit that to 1 or 2 tops per hour. Limit your comments to 20 per hour. Now you might be thinking, oh my gosh, 20 comments per hour. For someone like me with a lot of engagement and fast typing skills, 20 comments an hour is nothing. But I have learned I need to limit. And one thing that is very important, number 4, is group engagement. Facebook really pays attention to what happens in its groups. I am a Facebook insider, and I know that Facebook scrutinizes what happens in its groups more closely than what happens on personal profiles. And so definitely limit your activity in groups. And a big tip here is to rotate which groups you post in each day. Now, because of my challenges with Facebook jail recently, I have actually created a posting rhythm and structure based on avoiding Facebook jail. I never needed to do this before, and I always just posted in certain groups at certain times whenever, but with that big push of activity I had with so much interest in the blueprint, I said, okay, I need to create a system so that I know which groups I've posted in, when, and that I am never again running into this Facebook jail problem. And so I now have a system where I know which groups I'm posting in on which day. And it's set up as a task in my calendar so that I never have to guess. Oh, which group did I just post in? I don't know. Which group do I post in now? I forget. Nope. It's all automated for me, automatic. And I just know where I'm posting, where I am interacting and showing up for that particular day. Now, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I do not want to be on Facebook every day. Do I have to? No, of course not. This is just my use of the platform and my cadence. Now, again, as I create and use and turn this cadence into a pattern, once I start breaking out of that pattern at some point, Facebook is going to start scrutinizing my profile more closely again. So, as we use Facebook, it can be really helpful for us to know what the warning signs are for landing in Facebook jail because it can happen very suddenly and we can be left saying, why did this happen? What did I do? I have no idea. Or maybe we hear about it happening to friends where they can't do certain things like post or comment, and they have no idea what happened, why it's happening to them, and what they did wrong. Again, sometimes it's not something that you're doing quote unquote wrong, so much as it's simply that you are acting outside of your typical pattern. And Facebook has concerns that maybe you have been hacked or that you are a bot and telling everyone to inbox you for your message. But if you find that you post a comment and it doesn't post, you get a red error message, you could be close to a restriction. Sometimes it's just a glitch. If you try to post again and it still is not posting, watch out because you are close to restriction. Or if you try to post, you get a message that says fails to send. Watch out. At this point, it's a good idea to stop and take a 24-hour break from commenting or posting. Yes, 24 hours. 24 hours is the window of resetting that restriction, or not the restriction itself, but rather the monitoring. And so 24 hours is a safe length of time to take. And during this time, you can still usually respond to DMs. Facebook will restrict DMs as well, although it typically doesn't restrict them as much. But when you DM people, especially who you don't know, then you can run into this problem with DMs too. Oh yeah, Facebook will get you coming and going. Now, if you do land in a Facebook timeout, Facebook jail, where you can't do things like comment at all, or like at all, or post at all, now you want to wait 36 to 48 hours. Yes, I know. Yes, that long. This can be especially challenging when you are maybe promoting a limited time offer on Facebook, on social media. And let's say that your promotion is up in a couple of days and you have lots of people interested. It's painful, I know. And yes, it is really best to wait. This is also a good point to mention that it is not best for us to rely on a single platform for our business, and to have multiple means of reaching clients, students, and potential clients. Because again, we don't own the platform owns us. And so for that length of time, sit it out, wait it out. You can still usually do things like DM. You can still even maybe post on your own profile. Now, if you're wondering, oh, I could switch to my business account and do it from my business page. Facebook treats the account in the same way. So if you have a page and a personal profile, it will restrict access across both or all of those. And so it is account specific and not page or profile specific with the restrictions. So once the restriction time has ended, 36, 48 hours, try one comment. And if it goes through, phew, that's great, but don't jump right back into a big flurry of activity. You're still on like Facebook parole. And so you will want to take it very easy with getting back into activity and to take it very easy over the course of a couple of days. Now, there is so much more to say about using Facebook, using it wisely, and using it effectively, as well as other social media platforms, which is why in the Distance Reiki Business Pathfinder program, I have a whole training about social media secrets. I share these secrets and so much more, how to effectively use Facebook groups, what the University of Pittsburgh told me about social media use, and the actual real way that you want to use social media for your Reiki business. Now, that Distance Reiki Business Pathfinder program will help you to start and grow your own unique distance Reiki business, along with one-on-one support with me and everything you need to grow your distance Reiki business for the long term. Now, that program is actually increasing in price on January 2nd. And so you are welcome to check that out now at reikibusiness.com/distancebiz. The link is down below to grab it before January 2nd when the price increases. So, have you been in Facebook jail? Have you had a restriction on your Facebook account? If so, you are not alone, and we would love to hear all about it in the Reiki Business Collective Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Reiki Biz. And of course, as always, you are welcome to grab the free Reiki Biz Kit that shares more about social media and lots of other frequently asked Reiki business questions at reikibusiness.com/Reiki Biz Kit. Yep, that link is down below as well. Sending lots of blessings and best wishes to staying out of jail and to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build. Sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.